freshman year of high school. So like me and all of my high school friends, we try to check up on her like once a week. We're actually like scheduling this little like FaceTime happy hour thing just to like lift her spirit. So I'm shouting.
Okay. Oh yeah, major shout out to her for real. Yeah, because I know it gotta be rough and being that whole hospital field and just working. Period, gotta be kind of rough being around everybody, not knowing what's going on with this virus.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead. After the show, last time you was with me, you made a big move as far as the Detroit Dough brand, and you guys moved to 12 Oaks Mall out in Novi. What was the decision behind moving out to Novi and having y'all shop at 12 Oaks?
Yeah. So just to give you a little bit of context, so we had never really planned to do retail.
Yeah.
Retail really wasn't in the plan. Especially not now. Like we had considered doing it downtown, but again, it was just like it's like kind of off in the future.
Yeah.
So 12 Oaks actually had contacted us. Maybe like into November of last year. It was like, hey, we have the space opening up. Like, would you guys be interested in like trying it out?
Yeah.
And 12 Oaks. Wasn't the first time they reached out to us. Like 12 Oaks have reached out to us like maybe 2 or 3 times before then. We just like weren't into it. But then I was like, I was joking with them. I was like, oh well, 12 Oaks does like this amount of rent, and they like put us up, and we can do like a temporary situation. I might consider it. And again, we were joking.
Yeah.
But then, we kind of laid out the foundation and was like, hey, just think that they would bite, and they did. And like they gave us a really great like rent rate. They gave us the chunked 3-month partial rent in like a temporary situation. And we were like, okay, why not? So like they hit us up in November, and we opened up like mid-December. So 3 weeks, crazy turnaround. I mean, we were pulling all-nighters in the mall.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In the wall, like, I mean, and we literally like flipped the space in like 20 days. Less than that, because like we couldn't get in there until we signed some paperwork. So it was like, it was a fast turnaround, but again, we knew like, hey, if this is going to be the opportunity, we might as well take it now. So it was, for what it was an awesome experience. We learned a lot about retail. Retail is a tough like business to be in. Don't take it for granted. I mean, like literally all the stuff that you have to do just for payroll.
Yeah.
And itself. So it was a lot, but I really enjoyed it.
So this wasn't like a permanent spot for you guys. It was just like a temporary thing.
Right. So we were supposed to do it temporarily until March 15th. But then like before the coronavirus stuff just started to spur, we were actually going to extend it to the end of the year. But just like kind of how it all played out, it just like didn't really work that way. So I mean, at this point in time, we're not there. We still have our stuff there, but we're not paying rent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, because that's kind of like with me and my cousin. We had an AAU team we were starting this summer for basketball, and we paid $1,800 to have it from March until September. So now it's like we know it was at 2 different schools, and with schools being closed, we can't use the space at all. Like probably no time soon. So I don't know. I gotta ask her, see if she can get that money back.
Yeah, definitely try to see if they could defer it until next summer or something. But I mean, everybody's affected. I mean, I coach for a POM team. I think we talked about this, and we just had a call about, so what are we gonna do for summer camp? It's not happening. Like it's just not happening. So
this is crazy. So like before the virus, like how was business doing? Like was it good? Was it down?
We were doing really well. So like for the first 3 months, like for that first quarter, we were up like 4 times more than we did last year. So we were expecting a really strong 2020, especially just with all of the games that were going on. So we're part of like Detroit City Football Club. We've been Detroit City Football Club. We were also starting up with like the spring games for U of M, all of this stuff. And like everything's gone. Everything's canceled. Even like stuff at Little Caesars Arena. No concerts, no games. Like, like all of it's gone. So
yes, you guys took a big hit off of this.
yeah. So like we were actually one of the first companies to get hit, just because when you think about it, the NBA was the first to cancel and kind of like start this domino effect. So you know, NBA canceled. We're in Little Caesars Arena. You got to think everybody else was kind of peeling off from there. So yeah, we were actually the first small business in the mall too to just say, hey, we're not going to open up. So we closed March 15th. And a lot of businesses actually followed our lead, because a lot of them were really afraid to just close down. But we're okay. It's not worth the risk.
No, it's not. It's not.
That we would have to do to even try to employ, wasting our time trying to be there. So
yeah. Because unfortunately, I'm the only person in my household who still have to go to work. It's part-time, but I don't like that. I still gotta leave, because like if anything happened within my household, God forbid, it'd be because of me.
Right.
Because you know, both my kids are in the house. My fiance, she's a teacher, so you know she's at home as well. So
yeah,
it's just me going out there. And man, sometimes you have days you be all right, it's cool, but then you got days you go outside, you scared as hell, like you don't know what's, you know, you just don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm praying for your family, because I know that's difficult, especially you know, because it's a hard decision to make. It's either you know, stay at home, don't make any money, essentially struggle like that, or you go to work, you're an essential worker, but you have to worry about yourself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's a tough position to be in, so I'm definitely praying for your law.
Oh yeah, thank you. So like I know you said that you was planning on extending your stay at 12 Oaks. What was some moves that you guys was, you know, besides that had you know, some moves that y'all was planning on making, you know, throughout this 2020 year before the virus?
Yeah, so definitely sitting at 12 Oaks.
Okay.
We were like starting to have some preliminary talks about if we can do like a summer pop-up now. So we were seeing if that was going to work. You know, we're still thinking about doing a new product.
Okay.
Really cool. It's going to be like this edible cookie dough novelty bar, like, so just like your ice cream bars that you would have on a stick, like something similar. Yeah. So I mean, that was pretty much it. I mean, a lot of it was just making sure that we can grow and scale. You know, it's a tough business to be in, and I think last year we did okay, but we thought we could have done better. So now we were just like really looking forward to just being able to grow and kind of reach that potential, you know.
Yeah. I know 2 times I came out there, both times you wasn't there. I think my fiance ran to you because y'all took a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good too. I had the brownie one. It was pretty dope with the ice cream.
Yeah. Brownie's really good. It's a sleeper. A lot of people.
Oh yeah. I'm like, dang, I wish you would brought that to the show the first time.
Yeah.
But with the now I got a couple of questions just as far as the whole virus and stuff. Like, I know how did it affect you personally, is just outside the business, like in your day-to-day life.
Yeah, I mean, so you know, funny you say you didn't see me. I'm normally at the mall all the time, so it's just, you might have just missed me or something.
Yeah.
Like I was the primary person at the mall, so when we didn't have an employee, I was covering this. So really with that, it was just like everything stopped. I mean, I've been at home, I've been here. I mean, like when we first shut down, really hard, just because, you know, me personally, it's like we had finally got some traction. We had finally like really started seeing like the money we wanted to see, and like I was just really excited for April, May, just how our business would kind of evolve, and just see it stop right as we were getting there. It was really tough. So I mean, I had to cry a couple tears, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like,
yeah.
We had to have a couple of days, and I remember we have like a Detroit Doe group chat. So Daniel will be sending information in the group chat. I'm like, Daniel, you gotta stop, because I mean, at this, I just don't want to see it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I mean, it's gotten better. You know, I'm definitely not like sad about it anymore, because I understand, you know.
Yeah.
I understand that everybody's struggling, so it's not just me. It's not.
That's the one thing about it. I was telling my son that, like, you're not the only one that's staying at home. Like, everybody's affected by this. If they're not staying at home, they just being some assholes right now, you know, messing up the whole concept of staying at home and being safe, so we can go ahead and eliminate this as fast as possible.
Right.
So before we go into what you're doing now as far as your business with Proxy, what was some things you was doing, as far as like staying at home? What was some things you was thinking about, or like what how was you feeling at that time at home?
Yeah. So, for me, it was a lot about, okay, what does it look like once
Mm-hmm.
all of this is done? And so
Yeah.
just to kind of put it into some context for you. I would not be surprised if you start seeing week after week some of these big businesses, small businesses, restaurants say that they're
Yeah.
closed permanently.
Oh yeah.
Because it's difficult. I mean, when you get money and you get in a rotation of, you have X amount of expenses and you need to cover X amount of that, and that
Yeah.
money stops, but those expenses continue to keep going.
Yeah.
People will not be able to stay afloat. And we're not just talking about, what's on the corner or, what's in your neighborhood. We're talking about big businesses here. So,
Yeah.
like, that's a very real possibility for Detroit, though, too. Just because, again, we're in the entertainment concessions industry. So like if the world opens up, they say, hey, we're not going to have baseball games or basketball games or big concerts,
Yeah.
until September, October, November.
Yeah.
Will we be able to sustain?
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's, really kind of has been the big focus and the big conversation between me and my team is like, hey, what does it look like if we're going to stay open? What does it look like if we're not going to stay open? What
Yeah.
does it look like personally, for us? Is there going to be a cutoff? Because again, we just can't burn through this cash to, just to sustain ourselves. Eventually that cash is going to be gone.
Oh
So
yeah.
to figure out, okay, do we gotta, go get a part-time job just to live and survive? So, I mean, a lot of it has been really like the feasibility conversation. And again, like I mentioned, we've been, playing around with this idea of like this novelty bar. So like, that's really like what's next on our radar is how do we build this product during the
Yeah.
quarantine? Like
Yeah.
as much as we can, like
Yeah. Yeah.
kitchen, what are we gonna do to like just create something?
Yeah.
And I think, for me personally, it was like, okay, I just needed to take a break.
Mhm.
Again, it's hard being at the mall every day. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I get why, like,
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
quit all the time. It's like, you see in the same place every day. I can respect it. Like, I'm not trying to be at the mall. So it was nice to take a break. I've been, like, doing a lot of at-home workouts.
Oh yeah, that's something I said I was gonna do, but I just ain't got around to doing it. I
Yeah,
need to though, cause
I found myself just, like, eating way too many snacks.
yeah, cause you get bored. Like you don't understand. Like we know with kids when they be out of school, they just eat like crazy. But now we are at home and the kids, so we both just go into the refrigerator whenever you get bored, eating this, eating that.
Right, right.
Cause
Yeah,
we
so
was on this we was on the whole keto diet thing, and that's out the window.
yeah. So like I put myself on like a restricted diet. So I was like, I'm not eating. I'm only eating between these certain times. I'm not
Yeah.
eating like certain foods. Like I put myself on a diet.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's been better, and just getting to like a new normal of what I'm going to consider this life to look like. Because again, they say April 30th is probably going to be longer. I think everybody just needs to brace for that.
Yeah.
Until June. So like, eventually we're going to have to
Yeah. And the
decide.
scary thing with me is, yeah, we was getting married. We getting married in July, so right now we don't even know like, how that's gonna go. She's stressed out about it. We didn't spend money and stuff like that. So right now we kind of like just seeing how it goes from now until June or May or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I hope July opens back up. My birthday is July 14th, so I'm like,
yeah, exactly. So people missing birthdays. The spring is over. Like this is crazy.
Right, yeah. But I mean, I think that once people get like understand that this is gonna last a while, I think it's gonna be a little bit better to tolerate. But yeah, and again, it was like for me, I'm at home. I'm gonna be at home. How can I seize this opportunity to make the best out of what I need to do for my own personal self, spiritually, mentally, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Like I think with this time, like you can't just be on your phone all day and watching movies and TVs. Like you should have this time as like kind of a reset for the world and just like start brainstorming ideas and try to think of a way that once you come out of this, you come out of this with some type of picture or some type of power move that you can, just build off of after this is over with. You know, people
Right.
might hear me like, "Oh, I call up on every episode of Power." Like, you wasted some time for real. Cause
Right. But I think too, like, there's a balance, right? I think, there's people who are like, you should come out of here with a business and an LLC and all these things.
obviously
I don't
not.
necessarily agree, right?
No.
Because I think that, again, number one, it's stupid to start a business at this point in time. I mean, when nobody's spending money, we're about to get into like a recession at minimum,
Yeah.
really talking about the depression. So to start a non-essential business at the time really doesn't make sense. But do I think that you can plan and decide, okay, what does this business look like? How does it look when everything kind of clears up and there's opportunity for me to start this business? Can I
Yeah.
start? Oh, absolutely, right.
Yeah.
But I also think too, there's real respect in taking a break because people deserve it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And if you need it that week to say, hey, I'm gonna lounge up here, drink wine, and watch Power, do that.
Oh yeah.
But at the
Yeah.
same time, understand you can stay there. And I think that there's a balance, and I feel like a lot of people are like white or black, this or that. Like, what am I going to choose? Like, am I going to choose to be in this whole like I'm gonna be on break, or are you going to be I'm going to be balls to the walls? And I think that there's really like you have to respect that there has to be balance in both.
They do. That's true. Yeah, because like I said, yeah, you're gonna have that day that you just sit there, on Instagram searching people's lives. Like everybody been on Facebook, Instagram live since this thing happened. I ain't watched some crazy stuff from there. The whole battle of the producers and stuff. That's been kind of dope to me.
I think that's really, it's interesting too. It's like what creativity comes about from like the celebrity sphere, and what it's going to look like when we immerse. And like I had put out a tweet like maybe earlier this week, and I personally think this whole like IG live battle thing is gonna either be a TV show after it's all said and done, or they're gonna bring it to like concerts or festivals and like set. So like I'm interested to see how like how this quarantine has sparked this creativity that's going to be monetized some way once this is all said and done.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I even take it like as far as watching these battles and stuff, like how much power we have in the whole music industry, whatever. Like you can take that as like, do we really need these big corporations to, manage us when we got the people? You know what I'm saying? So right now it's not all about, we need a label. The label need us. So I think this should be a time that we can come together and just start our own type of thing as far as the whole streaming platform and try to figure out how can we do this to eliminate the whole label brand.
Right. I personally think the music industry is very convoluted, and you could tell how people have short circuited it so many times. I mean, when you talk about YouTube, what YouTube was for us in the 2000s. Now you have SoundCloud, which is huge.
Yeah.
Mixtape industry, like I would do a whole dissertation just on the mixtape industry and what it was from like I think late 2000s to like early to mid 2010s, like incredible time frame for like artists who literally short circuited the whole label, the whole label like concept. So I mean, I'm really interested to see. I'm not an expert in it, I really don't know, but I would love if there was somebody who could really like upend the way that we do the music industry today. I mean, I think at the time, I think it needs to. So.
Yeah. Now, before we get the virus, with your new thing, like, when did you take it serious? And if you didn't, when was it? When was the point you like, damn, this is for real? Like, this is serious. Like, this is something I got to go ahead and take for real.
Yeah, I mean, I personally didn't take it seriously, because I think that the people in leadership made it sound like the common cold, and made it sound that like young people could not get the virus. And I think that's where a lot of the misinformation really hurt our community, especially the Black community, which is at this point now 30 to 40% of the death, let alone in Detroit. I mean, it's incredible.
It's crazy.
Right. And I think because of that, it was like, okay, so we are making this virus, which is ultimately like the flu, so big. This was my mentality at the time.
Okay.
That this flu like virus is going to literally upend our economy. Yeah. How and why did we let this get this way? And if we're going to take 2 weeks off and kill all these businesses, I hope that it's a good reason, right? Like that was my mentality.
Yeah.
I think, as time got on, and I think once, I started seeing the effects, like the deaths and how fast it was growing in Michigan, to me, that's like, oh wait, this is real. And I think too, it's like, again, it's like, if you knew it was this real, we should have made this decision in January when China, all of these other places were doing it, because again, we would have saved ourselves a lot of deaths, a lot of our economy. I mean, we wouldn't be having this huge issue where 16 million people are filing for unemployment. And I mean, like, everybody is. It's not just like people who were working at whatever. No, everybody's filing for unemployment. So, it's just, I think it was just very mismanaged. And, not that I don't think that the social distancing and the quarantine and the stay-at-home orders were not needed or weren't ever going to happen. I just feel like it was so mismanaged to the point where we're not reactionary, and we're not, like, this has caused, too much of a panic, versus if we had real leadership. I mean, I don't think this would have been.
Yeah, for real. He just, that's another whole topic right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the whole thing, at first, my fiance, her stepdad was calling me every single day, like, man, this is real. This is real. I'm like, man, I'm thinking stupid, like, this ain't nothing for real. Like, it ain't gonna hit Michigan. And like, once it did hit Michigan, he started calling me every hour on the hour. And like, I took it serious once I seen like all these businesses closing down. And like you said, once the NBA shut down, it's like everybody followed suit. And that's when because NBA is a billion-dollar corporation, especially around this time of the year when you got the playoffs. You got the March Madness with college. If they're risking to go ahead and shut all that down, like, you gotta know this is serious, like, for real.
Yeah.
And like, that's when I'm like, man, I was on my way to basketball practice, and my cousin called me like, everything is closed, like, it's a wrap. I'm like, dang, this is serious. Like, this is something that we really gotta, get in tune with and understand how this can hurt us and what we can do, to prevent this.
Right.
And now, are you one of those people who, when you go outside, you got mask on, gloves on, like?
No, I mean, so now that the CDC has told people to wear masks, I mean, I will. I just, I think for me, it was like, I'm not going to sit up here and waste these resources and add to the hysteria of it when it's, for me, what it was explained to me at that time, which was, wash your hands when you leave here.
Exactly.
Make sure you're not touching everything. Don't touch your face. Don't cough everywhere. Like, to me, that was like my way of prevention, not creating, like, adding into this hysteria by putting on masks and layering up and going out with hazmat suits. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, now I'll respect, like, yes, I'll go out with a mask.
The whole the gloves thing, people don't know how to use the gloves properly. Like, they're putting gloves on in the car and touching everything. They're touching stuff that they're bringing back in the house with the gloves, and they're not changing it out, because if you work in a hospital setting, whenever they leave a room, they're taking the gloves off, putting on new gloves. Like,
correct. Right. Yeah. And for all of that, you could just be washing your hands.
Exactly.
So, like, no, I agree. And it's like, I'll wear gloves just for my mom's sake. Like, my mom. So, like, I'll bring the doggone gloves and I'll wear them and I'll, take them off before I leave. But, I agree. I think that there's a lot of people who don't think about this practically. And think, okay, how do I really ensure, that I'm doing right by my family, my, sphere, my bubble, myself, and my health. How do I not create and add to the hysteria of the situation?
And then it's crazy, like, just those things that we learn as, first graders, like a young kid, as far as like washing our hands and stuff like that. It's crazy that you got to remind people of these things. And even myself, I know, coming into the house, that wasn't always the first thing I was doing when I was coming in the house, was washing my hands.
Yeah.
Like, now I gotta go around, like, I gotta bring my hands so dry, I gotta make sure I bring lotion with me. Like,
right, I got that heavy duty stuff because
so it's like we forget that whole, like, until you try not to, it's hard not to touch your face by accident. You know what I'm saying? So it's like these little things that we gotta remind ourselves is crazy. That we gotta do this and be on it and think about having hand sanitizer wherever you go and just make sure you be safe as possible.
Right.
And so let's talk about some positive things. Let's talk about Proxy and
Yeah.
what made you come up with this idea.
Yeah, so Proxy is interesting. So when I kind of came up with the idea of Proxy, I didn't really exactly know what it was going to be. It was about maybe like a year and a half ago, and it was when I was like thinking about starting to do like this business planning company. And again, I just really wasn't tied or married to the idea. Really wasn't inspired by it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up getting this brand done, like the logo, and I was like,
Okay.
oh, cool, this is dope. And I just kind of sat on it.
Yeah.
So when it came to like fast forward to now, like literally it was actually like last week ago.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking about things that I could launch like on my personal, like, you know, my personal social media, about
Yeah.
things that people have been asking me, like, Autumn, how do you start a business? How do you raise money? How do you do this? How do you do that? And like I was thinking about building like this downloadable business model, like a
Okay.
common tool that you could use across business. But I was just like, thinking about how can I make it better? How can I like really make it useful to people?
Yeah.
And so anyway, long story short, I ended up like starting it, and like I was thinking about it, and I was like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why would I post this on
Yeah.
like my story when like literally there should probably be a platform for this?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I've been sitting on this entire time, like Proxy. Like I should probably just launch it. And so like I remember telling Daniel, my boyfriend and business partner, on a Saturday, and I was like,
Yeah.
look, I'm just gonna start it. I'm gonna start it with a website and you know, like a Instagram. And
Yeah.
so literally I remember spending like maybe 8 hours last Saturday, just like figuring out what type of content I'm gonna
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I know just enough to be dangerous with like Illustrator. So I like started designing stuff on Illustrator, and it just kind of started from there. And so launched on Monday. Have been like trying to build some momentum. So like today I'm like just really proud of like where it's come from. I mean, I only have like 230 followers, but I mean like
Hey,
I'm really
it's a
like
start.
right. I'm really proud of it, and like I've seen like a lot of people respond to it really well. Like actually clicking on the content, actually going and like supporting and downloading things and sending the articles, sending the links. And so
Yeah.
I'm like hoping that like I'm able to really build a real community around it and really
Mm-hmm.
give people access to the stuff they really need. Because again, like, and I've been a big preacher on this. I think that just in Detroit, one thing I just really don't like about our startup community is that it's so segmented. It's like you have these resources that are like they're giving you like golden gem resources, but
Yeah.
it's almost not getting to our people.
Yeah.
And
We don't know.
right.
Yeah.
But then it's like you have this other arm of this ecosystem, which is the super glitz and glam entrepreneurship, like especially female empowerment. And it's like it stops at this like faux empowerment of like you can be everything you could be, and that's it. Like no resources, no help. You just about pay for everything. You pay, you pay to be in this sphere, in this bubble, and it's just like not a real like indication of what this startup community is. And
Okay.
so when I wanted to do Proxy, like I wanted it to have that feel of being in this like really cool, hip, and like current community, but
Mm-hmm.
we're also giving you the resources and tools for you to succeed. And we're going and taking, empowerment a step further than what
Okay.
you typically get at, your typical boss lady brunch, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, again, it's like to be honest, if I knew what the end game was, I would be a millionaire by now. I have no clue what it is.
Yeah. 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 So you just something you just starting to put out there.
Right. And
Yeah.
I mean, I've been telling people that for a while. You just have to start and just
For
allow
sure.
your customers or whoever your consumer base is going to be, allow them to determine where it goes. And
Okay.
I haven't taken that. I haven't taken that advice for myself, and so I just have to kind of take the taste of my own medicine. Say Autumn just started, so
Yeah,
that's
it's funny you say that because I remember when we was talking on the last interview as far as like the whole Detroit dope thing and how like if it wasn't for your boyfriend to give you that push, like you wasn't even gonna start that. Like, so what was
Right.
the push to start? Was it like just being at home with this whole virus and just like I need to do something, or it was like just something on your mind, or?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like one thing that, I have a very big issue with in terms of myself is that, I think that there's a lot of people who really respect and trust, my expertise and what I do. And there's people who would definitely tap in and who would
Yeah.
support me. But I allow myself to have that mental block and say that, no, it's really not going to be successful, or I don't have what it takes to
Yeah.
really make it happen. When in actuality, it's like I've had all of these, success factors looming around me, and I'm not
Yeah.
taking advantage of it, right? And that's not, oh, this is dumb, it's stupid. No, that's a me issue, and I have to look at myself in the mirror and say, Autumn, when are you going to take a step outside of yourself and, fulfill the purpose that God gave you, right?
Yeah.
I've been doing like some Bible plans, like on my Bible app, and like it's literally talking about how like God puts you in these positions, and it's not meant to be easy. It's not meant to be
No, not at all.
easy step at all. Like you have to stretch, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I'm not willing to stretch, like I'm literally stopping God from what he's planned for me. And I can't look from the outside, from the outside looking in and be like, oh, well, what was me? No, this is a you issue. Like God.
Yeah, and a lot of times we mess ourselves up. Like you said, we hold ourselves back thinking negative things before we even go out and try to, see how people take what we given.
Right.
And a lot of times we hold each other back because, like I said, people are nervous or scared to, to fail, or the outcome might not be like you said. You got 200 followers, like I don't have enough followers. Like a lot of times we hold ourselves back when we just need to go ahead and push and give it time to grow and develop.
Right. Yeah. So I'm just, I'm at that point where it's like I'm sick of holding myself back, and I'm just gonna put all that I can into it for as long as I can. And I personally believe like in intentionality. Like for example, Bisa Moon had recently just posted that she wanted to, save up $1 million by her 31st birthday, which was like a couple of days ago, and like talk about intentionality. I mean, she did it, right? And I mean, looking at the finish line, $1 million was a lot, but she did it,
Yeah.
And now I'm, in this point in time where it's like I have to be intentional for myself. We're in a very critical juncture in Detroit though, where it could survive, it could not. And I've got to be okay with that. But what am I going to do for myself going forward to ensure that I'm set up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so like, that's really like the position and the point that I'm in right now.
So with Proxy, like if I'm gonna start a business, do I come to you on Proxy and get like some ideas as far as like maybe like a business proposal, or how like some like do I come to you with my plan and you help me out? Like how do you go about that?
Right. Yeah. So right now, Proxy is really just gonna be like kind of a resources page, if that makes sense. So a lot of it is going to be like resources for you. I'm still trying to figure out how I, as an individual fall into that. Just in general, I've always been a big person and a big proponent of I'm gonna give somebody an hour of my time, and I'm gonna give it to you free of charge. Don't ask for nothing, because again, that's what I'm gonna do as a business owner to help anybody else, right? And I'm not gonna charge for that. I feel like it's kind of like stupid for people who charge for like an hour for a consultancy, right? I think that's stupid. But I mean, I don't know if people are really like looking for me to get into the trenches with them. I don't know. I might do it. I might not. I'm just like, I'm still trying to determine what that looks like for me and if there's real money involved in that. But of course, like if you have a business, if you have this idea and you're just like, hey, Autumn, I just want to pick your brain for like 30 minutes or an hour. Sit down with me, let's review it, what comes to mind. Because again, two heads are always better than one. And I think that's really where the success of Detroit Dough came from. It was that we had three people who were in the lab all the time, 100%, saying, no, this doesn't work, that's not going to work. And again, it's clinically proven. Two heads are always better than one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cause you can bounce ideas off each other, you know what I'm saying? And then like that's true, because even right now with us doing this podcast, my producer is at home streaming it, to YouTube. So
Yeah.
whenever I got idea, I hit him up, you know what I'm saying, see like how do he feel about it? Do it make sense? Is it stupid? Like it's always best to, you know, have that other person that you can, you know what I'm saying, call on, be like, hey, how do this sound, whatever, and opposed to being by yourself.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, I know there's not like a real answer, but I mean, again, I'm open to just about everything. How it gets monetized, I'm not sure. If it gets monetized, I don't know, but I'm definitely open.
So, like I know we kind of talked about it earlier, but like when starting a business, what's the first thing you would give advice to for somebody starting a business? Like, what's the first thing they should do when they you know, have that thought of starting something new?
Yeah. I feel like there's so many things, and I feel like I bounce all the time to answer. You know, number one, I would say start an LLC. Like, just go ahead and get it. It's not expensive. I think it's $50. You gotta wait a month, maybe, but $50. I mean, just do that. You know, then it's gonna protect you in the long run, and it's gonna protect whatever you're gonna do. You know, I think it's a little bit different when it comes to brands. Like, so for example, I don't have my LLC yet for Proxy, just because it's like a brand. If somebody takes the name Proxy, I mean, I'm gonna still have it. You know,
for real.
It's a federal trademark. I can still do whatever. You know what I'm saying? And until I start making money, and it's still, you know, Proxy starts making money, I don't really think like an LLC is necessarily. But anyway, if you're gonna start a business where you're gonna make money, always start an LLC, because it's gonna save you in the long run. I just feel that all the time. Like, if you plan to make some money off of this, go ahead and start your LLC. And if you plan for it to just be like a free willy thing, maybe not. But again, once you say, okay, there's real money involved, I might be able to go ahead and start it. I think too, like, really think critically about what your product is going to be. Create your product and figure out a way to start and sell it some way. I mean, there's pop-ups. There's a lot of like free resources from our area, like in other places as well. So really, like, try to get your products out there as soon as you can, because again, you know, one thing I will say again is that you won't know exactly what your customer needs until you're able to give it to them. You can have all of these thoughts about, oh yeah, like, I think everybody would love this, but what they may not, and you have to put yourself out there and put that product out there to figure it out, right? And again, once you just start and allow it to kind of evolve, you're going to be in a way better place than you putting all this money, effort, time to launch this one thing that may or may not work.
And with that being the first thing you do, what's the scariest thing in starting a business? Like, I know you're going through some stuff right now with this virus. That was, you know what I'm saying, what's the scariest thing about starting a business? Like, not making money, or the people not responding to it? Like, what's the scariest thing you believe?
You know, scary when you start to have your first employee. That's when it gets real. Because you can do business really well your own way by yourself or with your team. You can do it really well. And that's what we were doing for a while. But when you require some structure and some real leadership to lead somebody else as an employee, and not as a contractor, but like as a real employee, you pay them bi-weekly on payroll, you pay, you know, unemployment taxes, all of that good stuff. Like, that, I think it's real, because again, that person depending on you to have the business acumen skill to make that business then run. I think, to me, that was like a real critical point for Detroit Dough, when we started hiring people, and there was a whole bunch of paperwork and things you had to figure out to even pay that person, and a lot of money that needed to be shelled out for you to pay that person. You know, that's when it started to get real. And because again, we also had to create a whole like employee handbook. That's a 50-page document. And you talking about we had to have that done before we opened?
It'd be those little things that you don't even think about as far as starting a business and stuff like that. Like what you're talking about right now, as far as an employee handbook, and you know what I'm saying, the hourly pay, just different things that y'all, you know, go through with having employees.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, I think that's when it gets real, and I really do empathize with other businesses who are out right now, who are, you know, they had to shut down doors and they're firing their employees, and these people have been depending on them for years and years and years. You know, it's different with us. You know, our employees are part time. They're very part time. A lot of them have another job. A lot of, you know, and they're like, they understand. So it's like when we unfortunately had to lay them off, it was like they understood, but
Yeah,
more importantly, they knew we were going to try to do our best to get them up. I mean, like, I know businesses right now who it's like their families depend on this one job, and
yeah,
you know, you've given them this opportunity, and they're like family to you, and you got to tell them
yeah.
within a matter of days, I can't pay you. That's scary.
Oh
You
yeah, sure.
know, it's so scary. So I think, you know, the risk, the stakes get high when you add that first employee.
Yeah. Now I know we was talking about like you don't know what the end game with proxy, but my last question, like, what are some future goals with proxy, like that you can just, you know what I'm saying, give the people
Right. So
that you know of, or is it?
I'm gonna put out my hopes and dreams, and I guess I'm gonna speak them out loud. I'm scared to say them because I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, but I'm just gonna say it. You know, I would love to get 10,000 followers by August 1st. I know that's a lot.
Is I usually do a top three. This is five. So if you are stuck in a house, they say everything is on shutdown. You are in the crib for 2 weeks. Give me
Mm-hmm.
5 CDs that you would have to have.
5 CDs.
Yeah, 5 CDs.
Whew. Okay. I'm gonna say records because
Okay.
I really want a record player. Like, that's the one thing I'm gonna get, and I
Yeah,
feel like to get something on vinyl, you have to like be tied to it. All right,
yeah.
so I'm gonna get No Name Telephone,
Okay.
um, Food and Liquor
Okay.
by Fiasco.
That was a dope album too.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite albums ever.
Yeah.
Kanye West Late Registration.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw something new in there. I'll throw a little Snow Allegra's album in there.
Okay.
I'm blanking on the name right now, but the one that she most recently came out with. And Michael Jackson Off the Wall.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they arguing about what Michael Jackson to you is better, Off the Wall or Thriller. Gotta
I
go
mean,
off the.
I personally like Off the Wall better, and
Yeah.
that's just a personal preference. And I think again, when you have any conversation about Michael Jackson, like, I feel like it's much different than the conversation about Drake, right? Like, Drake, you could tell, like, I'm sorry, like, please don't tell me that like Scorpion is better than Take Care. I'm just not gonna hear it, right?
No,
But
no, no, no.
like, when it comes to like Michael Jackson stuff, it's like it's all about preference, right? Because every album is great,
Yeah,
every single one of them. Like,
for
you
sure.
cannot say that his albums aren't great.
Yeah,
So.
I was a little kid getting good on pork rinds just so I get me a Michael Jackson CD, like for real. So,
Right.
now you say you are quarantining with you got a couple of family members in your house. Now
Right.
this is crazy, but outside your house, if you're going to talk to 5 people, who would it be?
Definitely my boyfriend Daniel,
Okay.
uh, my two like favoriteest line sisters in the world, Kim and Marche.
Okay.
Like my besties all day. My best friend Jalen.
Okay.
And you saying outside of my house, so I can
Yeah.
speak to my house.
Yeah, y'all good. Y'all in the house. Y'all good.
Cool. So they're safe. Honestly, that's it. Like I don't have like, a lot of friends.
Yeah.
If I missed you, it's literally like a lapse of judgment. So like, please don't take it to heart. But
Yeah. Just something I threw out there. All right.
yeah.
What about 5 items? 5 need items.
Five key items. Okay, so my phone, my laptop, my Apple TV,
Okay.
the internet,
Yeah.
bottle of wine. That's all I need.
Okay. What about 5 foods?
5 foods.
Yeah.
And like these are foods that I like would actually like want to eat all day.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So definitely ice cream. Ice cream's number 1.
Yeah, we just got some yesterday.
Yeah. Cookies. I gotta have cookies.
I'm with you.
Right. Let's see. Cookie. Mac and cheese.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember you talking about the mac and cheese. We were talking about that. Oh, yeah. Guy had mac.
Some steak, I guess. I don't know. Like it's hard. It's like, do I choose something that's like really like shitty food, or do I like choose something?
You gotta have one of those foods that you're not supposed to have, but you gotta have.
Right.
Like mine's is French fries. I can eat French fries all day, every day.
Yeah, I'll probably go with like burgers.
Okay,
like,
okay.
Burgers or something.
And one more. Let me get 5 movies.
5 movies. A Walk to Remember. It's like a white chick flick, but I love it. Let's see. Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh yeah, that's one of the movies that a tear might come down my eye, like for real.
Right. Yeah. I'm not. Can I switch to TV shows?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take those 2 movies, and then the rest will be TV shows. Definitely Mr. Robot, crazy as hell.
Oh, yeah, I remember you said that. I still gotta get on there.
I'm telling you, it's worth it. Like if you could find it, it's on USA.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Go watch all of it. You'll truly enjoy it.
Okay, bet.
Right now, I'm really loving Ozark, so I'm gonna keep Ozark.
Another one I gotta get on that everybody told me about.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, the beginning is slow, but I mean, I feel like you have to. It's one of those shows you have to sit and watch. You can't like be on your phone. You really gotta like dedicate the time to it.
Yeah.
And the last one is Living Single.
Living Single, yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Did you have you heard about this one show called For Life, about the guy's in jail and he's the attorney for everybody that's in his prison? And
I feel like I've heard about it, but I haven't.
It's 50. It's like, I think it was produced by 50 Cent, but basically he was wrongly convicted. He owned a club, and they kind of like had drugs hard in the club. They kind of like set him up and stuff like that. So he's been in jail like all these years fighting his own case, but in the midst of doing that, he's fighting other people's cases just so he can get at this one attorney who got him in jail.
Wow.
So it's pretty dope though. It's pretty dope. Like he in there, like his wife and his best friend and wound up getting into a relationship because all these years they've been there for each other. They kind of, you know what I'm saying, started feeling each other. And he got a young daughter that's like 18 and she's pregnant. So it's pretty good though. Like they like this season 1, I want to say episode 7 was on the other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, a couple of episodes.
Yeah, it's pretty good though. It's pretty good. So one more. If you had to guess, when would we be somewhat back to normal? What would be your time frame to guess?
I would say we're gonna be back to normal September.
September. So our summer is a wrap.
Summer's a wrap. I mean, I think they might like allow like lax up the executive order around July, but I feel in terms of like people being able to go back to school.
Yeah.
You know, sports and stuff, I think it's September.
I heard something about today before I came on here that sports is talking about like maybe next year like having nobody in attendance, just strictly the teams playing.
Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, honestly, I think it's going to change the way that people look at social interaction in general.
For sure. Like
festivals are killed. I think
I think even like after like this is over and we go back outside, like I think most people are gonna be kind of like scared to even be around a lot of people, regardless.
Yeah. Like, again, I think I mentioned this. I'm an AKA,
Yeah,
and like even if this whole thing lifts before our conferences are, I mean, our conferences can be 10 to 15,000 people.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
not
yeah.
having that no more. So it's
No,
like you gotta, it's gonna be really difficult. So I
yeah, it's definitely gonna change a lot of stuff for a long time. It's not even once, like I said, once this stuff is lifted, we can go outside. Things are gonna be different for a long time.
right.
Now, if they had like, if they say like, they found the vaccine, would you take it?
Mm. So I've been like playing around with this because I've had like a couple of close family members actually have COVID-19,
I was gonna ask you that too. Yeah.
and they've given them this proposed vaccine.
Okay.
Um, and I've been like just very anxious about it because number one, I'm sick of them using Black people as the guinea pigs
Yeah.
for the development of our drugs when they have no clue what the side effects of. I mean, like literally all the way from like the Tuskegee,
Yeah.
like from that. I mean, when you talk about even Henrietta Lacks and like how they use her cells to like literally come up with the common cure for everything, and her
Yeah.
family, hey, I'm like very weary about that.
Okay.
However, do I feel like it's necessary? Yes. So I'm like morally split in two because
Yeah.
I'm just not sure how I'll do it. I don't think I need the vaccine because again, I'm healthy.
Yeah.
Don't waste the vaccine on me if it works and
Yeah.
it's ready to go when
Yeah.
you can use it on an elderly person who wants to live more of their life. I just don't think it's worth me taking it. But
Yeah. Now, like, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. I was gonna.
Oh no, 'cause I was gonna say like maybe because with the vaccine, you gotta think about the whole school thing. Maybe they won't let kids, what I'm saying, attend school without having this vaccination or whatever. Like just like when you start school, you gotta have all your shots and everything like
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm
I
not
mean,
an anti-vaxxer by any means. Like I know there's people who are literally like, don't give my kid shit, but like
yeah,
I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all. I personally just do not like the fact that they like use Black bodies to test
yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
vaccines. Don't give my kid anything if it's still in like testing mode. Like no, not at all.
Oh yeah. Now I know we got like probably like 6 minutes left, but how do you feel as far as like these theories that people are coming up with? Like some
The five,
like the dumbest people. I'm not trying to call people dumb, but like the uneducated people swear they just the smartest thing in the world. Like they talking about the 5G
yeah.
and how like this was put on us and like do you believe in those type of theories or like are you just like it happened?
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of circumstantial evidence to prove a lot of things, and
And
I
some
feel
things we will never know, even if it is true.
we'll never know. And again, it's like a lot of people really are just looking for answers, and I'm telling you, there's no answer. There's no
It's not.
answer. I mean, like again, until you kind of realize, and I like not trying to pull it back to like God and spirituality, but until you realize that like you're not gonna know everything, and that's why God exists. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
yep, yep.
You're
Yeah,
always searching. So
for
there's a
sure.
lot of things to prove a lot of things. I mean, you could probably prove the sky is yellow in
Yeah,
any my
I
phone
know you
actually
good.
told me it was 20%, but that's all I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
you could prove a lot of things. You could try to prove a lot of things, but you're never gonna have the answers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad you got on here with us. As soon as I seen you had the new thing starting, I
Yeah,
immediately hit you up and see if you wanted to come on and talk about it on my show. And
yeah.
like I said, I'm hoping everything go right with your business, your new business, and with your family and health and everything like that.
Same here.
And if you want to get people your social as far as your personal and proxy, go ahead.
Yeah, so my social on Twitter and Instagram personally is Fall Night Lights, FALL night, opposite of day, lights like what's in the sky. And then if you guys are looking to follow Proxy, we're at Proxy Detroit. Make sure you put the Detroit at the end. I'm sure if you look up Proxy, PROXIE, I'm sure we might pop up, but Proxy Detroit is probably where you would best find us. And then we do have a really great website right now, building resources as we speak. So if you're looking for more information on what we post on social, go to our website, which is www.proxy with the IE Detroit.com.
Yeah, make sure y'all go ahead and get her those 10,000 followers by August.
All right.
Wait,
Thanks so
right, yeah.
much.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you. And like I said, take care and make sure you stay safe.
All right. Same to you.
All right. Yep, catch you.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the show. And follow me. Follow me if y'all still on here from her page. Is right on the top corner. Just go ahead and hit that Shad versus Everybody _podcast. Follow me, get my followers up. And for the rest of y'all, stay safe, be healthy, and wash your damn hands. Peace.